Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is a mouthful of surprisingly tasty seawater with what I found to be an addictive just one more island exploration loop. So here are 100 minus 75 things that I wish I had known or had been using earlier in my playthrough. Extra gold, more materials, naval tips, combat tips, quality of life features that'll make your life easier, some early game legendaries, dual-wielded katanas, and other cool stuff specifically aimed at cranking up the fun factor for you as soon as possible. A few main missions in, you'll get the rope dart, which is surprisingly effective in this game since you can use it to pull enemies over within range of stealth grass to discreetly take them into it. Instead of risking the loud whistle to slowly lure them over, this scorpion pull gets the job done faster. The rope dart also has a slightly longer reach than your basic starter pistol, so you can use this to rip those annoying snipers straight from their post straight onto their face. It's tricky to, in the early game city of Havana at this location, look around between these two buildings here to find a unique chest that has the exotic seashell trinket inside. Don't miss grabbing this. Equipping that trinket increases how many materials you get from skinned animals. These animal bits are vital to get more of, since you'll be able to upgrade your ammo capacities, amount of holstered pistols, and total max health earlier. Any animal parts that you don't need, just sell them for extra gold. Once you can freely go out and explore with your ship, one of the very first things that I suggest that you seek out is this fort in Dry Tortuga. Set a waypoint, go over there, don't put this off till later. Challenge this fort to a duel and use alternated side cannon fire with immediate use of your swivel cannons to detonate exposed sections as they pop up. Repeat. Then once you can enter the fort on foot, fight your way through and take down the leader, and claiming this place unlocks an important new upgrade for your ship, the double shot. You'll then be able to swap to the double shot on your front cannons, launching 2 big volleys, giving you a massively powerful front-facing weapon in the early game. With this cannon type, you can now more safely attack ships from the rear, laying into them with damage while staying out of line of sight from their side cannons. Or combine this with a preemptive mortar shot to create a strong ambush combo, spiking with a destructive downpour of metal before the target has even engaged. Your Edward comes pre-installed with immunity to fall damage. Not automatically, though. As you're falling from a high elevation, just start mashing the roll button right before you land, and your Edward will completely defeat gravity with a slight forward tumble. Once you're able to start constructing buildings in your home base of Inagua, upgrading the general store to level 2 will add some weapons to its stock. One I recommend in the early game is this pistol sword that's on offer. Having a pistol sword gives you the ability to hold the melee attack input to fire 2 shots completely for free, since this does not consume your regular sidearm ammo. That gives you longer reach during combat and gets you a free hunting tool so you can save your real bullets for your holster pistols. If you're deep out exploring, but there's no quick return boat that's around, but you want to get back to the Jackdaw without running or swimming all the way back, just open the map, highlight your ship, and you can fast travel straight onto the Jackdaw. Yeah, in the original version of Black Flag, you couldn't do this. In your home base at the manor, the longer you put off installing its facade upgrade, the more passive gold you'll be missing out on. Build that immediately, since this collection box will then generate you money as you play. Other constructed buildings in your town and further upgrades to the manor will increase the generation rate of gold and its max capacity. If you approach a corner, there is a wall snuggle system, and you can use this to preemptively line up a shot with your pistol to tactically pop out and strike like this is now a cover-based shooter. If you don't mind going a little loud, this is kind of just a fun thing you can do. If you want an easy-to-grab early-game legendary outfit to start looking a bit more piratey, just head to this location on the north side of Black Island. Up on this raised area around the corner, you'll spot a chest up here. In this, you'll get Captain Morgan's legendary outfit. Your clothing does not affect your stats in any way, but if you just want to simply have a cool free skin to improve your playthrough, there you go. When boarding ships, the longer you fight alongside your crew, the more of that crew will be lost throughout the battle. Another option is to actually just assault ships entirely by yourself. If you get up close to a ship without engaging it, just jump your Edward out and you might be able to swim over and climb aboard before attacking it. Eliminate everyone on deck, just solo it yourself, and then you'll see this special pop-up to scuttle the ship. That'll automatically destroy it, but give you the materials it was carrying. Won't smuggle it down. A big bonus though, since you don't actually use your ship for combat with this method, your wanted level does not increase by doing this. So if you want to ditch the Jackdaw and just Edward boat your way around the high seas, no ship out there will be able to sleep safe, and no authorities will put a bounty on your head. Even if you fully completed an island's main collectibles, open the map before you leave, because you might have still missed some keys, which are an important currency that can be used to get you legendary gear. These keys are used in the Animus screen. Up in the top left corner, just hold that button to open it. And if you toggle over to synchronizations, there are objectives you can complete here for larger piles of keys. In the Exchange tab, these keys can be used to get unique gear, like Connor's outfit from AC3, Altair's sword, Ezio's sword, or what I highly recommend saving up your keys for first, this legendary Katana. Two big reasons why I suggest spending your first keys on this over the others. One, it lets you be a pirate that dual wields katanas, come on, but also because of its stats and built-in trait. Its trait extends the input timing for perfect dodges and perfect parries, and has a high maximum takedown stat of 4, which I found to be more useful in this game than even a higher damage value. With these katanas on you can now just perfect parry one attack and then chain takedown 4 times in a sequence, immediately insta-killing basic enemies. In the original game, there was nothing to find in the shallow coasts around islands because you couldn't actually dive underwater in these areas. Now, a huge exploration change. Many islands have treasure hidden underwater near their coastline. So make sure to use that Observe Look function to scan the water around the edge of islands because there might be underwater loot that you missed. The larger white dot indicators are the main chests of the location that you're not going to want to miss. Something else I recommend you do at the very start of your playthrough, open the Animus screen, go to the Projects tab, and switch to activate the Project Eye in the dark. Mostly because of the super useful pistol you can get just easily 5 nodes into its progression. You can also earn a lot of keys in here too to exchange for things like that katana from earlier. To quickly progress this project, open the map, then open the Legend, toggle down to Anomalies, and this will highlight all the currently active quests you can do that give you big chunks of data fragments, which are used towards that project you just activated. Once you have enough to get the Dark Animus flintlock pistols, these things are a game changer because their shots will ricochet to a nearby other enemy. Kind of like you now have a one-handed mini shotgun. This thing is great for combat crowd control and gives you now a tool for essentially dual takedowns from range, but it is loud. In the original version of Black Flag, you could only throw smoke bombs straight down at your feet, but now since you can manually aim and throw them, this opens up tons of insta-kill potential. Like find a big nice pile of enemies, then just throw a smoke bomb right into the party, and anyone caught in that smoke will be set up for a quick, obscured takedown. The barrel bombs you can launch off the back of your ship don't do a ton of direct damage if you hit with them, or if an enemy just happens to run into them. However, using your swivel cannon to detonate those barrels launched from either your ship or enemy ships triggers a larger area of effect detonation that deals drastically more damage. So launch these out in front of someone, wait till they get real close, then shoot the barrels with your swivel cannon to create a powerful trap that can melt enemy ships. An easy combo for taking care of your basic fodder enemies is to use the quick access rope dart input straight into the trip input. This sequence pulls them over within range, breaking their stance so they can't block that leg sweep, which then sets them up for an easy finish. Oh God. Oh wow! When docking your boat, you might just jump out into the water and swim your way in, soon after the dock mechanic has started. But if you just wait a couple of seconds, your crew will actually throw these hooks and pull the boat right next to the dock so you don't need to swim. Waiting for this is usually faster than jumping out and swimming, as your boat often beats you in the race. If you watched my preview of Black Flag Resynced from a few months ago, some of the interface and inputs have changed from that earlier build. So now, if you're on flat ground, you can hold D-pad right to rapidly change the time of day. On keyboard and mouse, this is hold X. If the previous legendary outfit I showed off wasn't your style, here's another easy option you can grab all the way to the west of the map, off the coast here, on the lovely Sacrifice Island. Underwater, you'll find a chest that gets you Captain Drake's outfit. This look has a bit more of a knightly vibe with some armor plating, and there you go, that's another option if you want a free skin. One of my personal favorite early game skins, though, is just this one you can buy from any general store. It has, like, this cool skull on the back. If you want to start taking on ships and forts that are at a much higher power level than you, a useful trick is to leave lesser ships around that you can snack on when you need a quick ship repair. Like taking on the skull icon to big ship, I left the smaller boat in its open to board state, and when my ship's health started getting low, just snacked on that ship and used the repair function to earn back some boat health. Using this trick will let you take down some targets that normally you'd be too underpowered to live through. These larger brute enemies will try and throw grenades at you, but if you use your pistols or rope dart to hit them while they're priming a grenade, they'll actually just drop it at their feet. If you try to continue a chain takedown on one of those larger brutes, they'll actually outright cancel it, throwing you backwards. But if you start a chain takedown after a perfect parry, just shoot the big guys once with your pistol, and that'll set them up to continue the chain through them, then into other enemies. Works well with these katanas that chain up to 4 times. No fuss. When you trigger the shipboarding process, make sure to jump on your swivel cannon, then use it to detonate the explosive barrels on the other ship first. If you use your limited swivel cannon shots well, this will lessen the amount of time your crew is fighting, which means less crew will be lost. If you open the map, then open the legend and toggle down to the warehouse tab. You can cycle between every warehouse you've found to see which ones you've already opened that are coming off of a cooldown timer. Then you can go back and reopen those for the materials inside. Just fast travel back, find the guard that has the warehouse key, then reopen the warehouse, and you can just keep farming these overtime again and again. If you switch to an ammo type that changes the reticule to be a dashed line instead of a solid line, the dashed line means you can move the reticule around during the barrage to adjust its trajectory. Like either the double shot or the heated shot, don't just fire and forget these. Adjust the reticule while they're actively flying to paint the target striking and exposing different areas on the enemy ship. During double shot or heated shot, you can even brace to defend without canceling the barrage. Good way to squeeze in damage while also defending against it. This works with the swivel cannon too. Just start one of those longer barrages and you can start hitting with the swivel cannon as they're still actively firing. Another slight change from the preview build that I played a few months ago, while sailing you can hold D-pad down to bring up this shanty wheel to select the exact song you want your crew to sing. On keyboard and mouse, this input is hold C. You can also just tap D-pad right to cycle to a new song, or V on keyboard, or hold down D-pad right or hold V to stop the crew from singing. But hey, then, you made it all this way in, so here's a bonus tip. And maybe, just maybe, 25 tips sounds better in a title. Towards the center of the map at this location is an unassuming island that has a unique merchant. It's a one that looks like this. It looks like an island. The special vendor here has a unique legendary pistol for sale, but also a cosmetic to change your entire crew into skeletons in place of their normal fleshy humanness. This costs a ton of bones to purchase, a material you get from hunting animals. So if you want to start saving up early for a skeleton crew, make sure you never accidentally sell off your bones. At the treasure dealer back at your home base of Inagua, you can actually buy bones outright with gold if you want to go the money farming route. And that's pretty much it for the early to mid-game tips, but I do have a few random things that I guess I just found interesting, so I'm going to throw them here. Okay, listen to the pistol shot outside. Alright, sounded pretty normal, but now if you go into a building interior and use the pistol... Ouch. As Edward walks around dirty areas, his clothes will start to actually accumulate dirt. Rolling your Edward in the grime, and now you have dirt all over your face. If you dunk yourself in water, though, this will clean off all that crud, getting your Edward back to looking problematically handsome. So what do you guys think of this remake of Assassin's Creed Black Flag? And let me know if you played the original back in 2013, or if you're just gonna go in completely new with Resynced. I played the original back when it launched, and it was one of my all-time favorite Assassin's Creed games, mostly because I grew up loving The Wind Waker, and its island exploration style really sparked my imagination. that is just as satisfying here in Resynced in 2026 because so many of the areas have been updated, changed, and packed with more things to find.